Hi guys, quick video here after the final. First of all, I'm elated to see Crystal Palace win their first ever trophy throughout their history as a club. It was a phenomenal game, so congratulations to the Crystal Palace fans who were there. They thoroughly deserved it. Moving on, I want to take a step back and congratulate myself as well for predicting the result of the game. I'll give myself a pat on the back for that. Interestingly, it's really been a year of breaking trophy droughts. We saw it with Newcastle, Bologna, Harry Kane, and now Crystal Palace. And I think, like I said in my video earlier, the fans at Wembley today were really a huge part of that. The Palace fans were absolutely rocking. They really just were louder and sang longer than the City fans did. So I think that was a huge part of the win. So congratulations to all the fans out there who contributed to that as well. Now, I'd really like to highlight some of the Palace players today, but honestly, it's really difficult to, because this was one of the greatest whole team victories that I've seen in any sporting event in a really long time. I think Crystal Palace had a game plan that just every single player stuck to. You knew what they were going to do. They were going to absorb the pressure, play for the counterattacks, and they just did that perfectly. And I think that sort of starts from Oliver Glasner, who, for me, after this game, is looking like one of the best coaches in Europe right now. To do what he has with this Crystal Palace squad, they don't have a whole lot of depth. They've lost some really key players like Michael Olise, who we've seen how good he's been for Bayern this year. Joachim Andersen, who's been so pivotal for Crystal Palace in the past. To do what he has with the players he has, to lead Crystal Palace to an FA Cup, to have them being one of the best teams in the Premier League for the second half of the season, really impressive. Props to him. Now, on the flip side of that, I think it sort of looks like Pep Guardiola has lost it a little bit. It was honestly really funny to see him shouting with Dean Henderson after the match, who was looking like Yashin with the cap on. And I mean, it's interesting to think about. I mean, his system. Oliver Glasner had said in an interview after that he'd have to change the system that he played in Manchester City's 5-2 victory over Crystal Palace just a month before, or else they would break it down, which they really did today. And so his system, it's really interesting to see. I mean, is it just a case of are better coaches like Oliver Glasner now being able to analyze and break down and know what is able to beat the Pep Guardiola system? Or is it maybe a case of Rodri's been injured the whole year, Kevin De Bruyne has not been at his best for large parts of the year, maybe he doesn't have the personnel, and next year when Rodri's back, when they buy some new players like Morgan Gibbs-White, potentially Florian Wirtz, although that's probably not going to happen, will they be back to their ways of dominating the Premier League? I don't know. I think it's something we'll have to see next season, whether or not more coaches are going to be able to beat down on this attacking football, just possessing around the box that Manchester City plays, but we'll have to see that next season. I also don't think it's outrageous to say that Ibarra Eze, Dean Henderson, and maybe even Adam Wharton deserve to be starting for England in the 2026 World Cup. I really struggle to think of a left wing who's been more effective and creative than Ibarra Eze for England this year. I think Dean Henderson has been just one of the best in expected goals prevention. He's really been a phenomenal keeper, saved the penalty. And I mean, Adam Wharton is just the composure that you see from him at 21 years of age. It is not normal. We know we're going to see Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham as two of those three midfield roles, and I really think that putting Adam Wharton as the third could really help to push England to the next level. So it'd be really cool to see, actually, if Crystal Palace could have 4 starting players in there with those three and Mark Gahey, if he stays. I'd have 4 players from Crystal Palace in the England World Cup starting lineup. It could happen. I think it'd be really interesting to see. With that being said, the best Crystal Palace player today was hands down Daniel Munoz. The Colombian right back is just such a workhorse, running up. He put in that great assist to Eze. He defended phenomenally the whole game. I mean, with Trent Alexander-Arnold leaving the Premier League this summer, I think it's honestly pretty fair to say that he is the best right fullback in the Premier League. He's just such a phenomenal player. So big congratulations to him, especially for the win today. Finally, to address a little bit of the controversy around the game today, yes, I do think that Henderson probably should have been sent off for a red card. In the referee's defense, I understand how you could look at what had happened and said, look, he hadn't called the red card initially. I can see how Haaland was running in a direction away from the goal. If he had gotten that touch first, it looked like he would have been pushing the ball pretty wide of goal. Whether or not he would have been able to twist his body and to slot it into that like narrow goal, it's I don't really know. But for me, you look at it at point blank value. The goalkeeper is using his hands outside of the box to prevent the Man City striker from being able to pass him and get what I think is a pretty good goal scoring opportunity. It should probably be a red card. Now, on the other side, I think Manchester City did get actually pretty lucky to get that penalty call. I think Bernardo Silva, when he was dribbling towards the end line, he saw Tyreek Mitchell coming at him. He knew he was really running out of space. And to me, it looks like he falls over a little bit early, definitely very easily. I think he really knew he was dribbling out of space. And I mean, it's a problem with the game nowadays, but it just looked like he fell super easily before even the contact was starting. So for me, I think the two decisions sort of balance each other out a little bit in that aspect. Again, congratulations to Crystal Palace for winning their first major trophy in 164 years. It is a huge achievement. I cannot overstate that enough. And it really begs the question, with so many teams breaking their trophy droughts this season, we know Tottenham plays Manchester United this Wednesday, and it's really curious to see, will they be able to do the same? Well, we'll cover into that game later this week. So if you want to see more on that, subscribe and see you later.